dun 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 dun. Da dun dun da dun. Da dun dun da dun. Da dun dun da dun.
You could tell this is a professional situation we got here. Oh wow, look, it looks dark in this. It's got beautiful lighting. I have the sun setting, so I got good light. Now I have to open up this app because I didn't write down. I don't have paper here. We don't have paper in the third world. So I have received many I'm actually kind of, I wouldn't say shocked, but slightly shocked and humbled how many of you guys have reached out to me. I haven't even done really an official video or anything like that. Where with the handful, I was on Chad Elkins' show, and I think I sent out one tweet where I'm like, "Yeah, it's a shit show. This is fucking bullshit." And everyone's like, "Do you need help? Where you at? Can I help it? I got a place." Thank you, everyone, sincerely. And thank you for everyone who I've saved my emails over the years, um, saying, "Oh yeah, but, this guy is in Thailand. I have it by country, and this guy's in Vietnam, and this guy is over in wherever Japan." And I sent out emails, and oh yeah, go here, do this, do that. So thank you all very much, and even people in the Philippines, like, "Hey, we're here if you need it." But the short version is this: I cannot do my month-long trip, not because of anything to do with the Philippine people or anything like that. If anything, they're fine people. Um, it is logistical issues, mostly arising from American companies, my credit card companies, and Priceline, who I will name specifically because that's a shit show job. Where I didn't have a hotel when I got here, even though I had my hotels registered. Which then reminded me of when I went up to Reno to visit Atham, and that was also Priceline, and that hotel didn't have my reservation either. The flight is taxing to say the least. But then I had to do a 4 mile. Well, I didn't have to, but I did a 4 mile walk to get to my hotel. And after being up about 29 hours, I find out. Well, I'm sorry, 27 hours. I find out that my hotel wasn't booked. I'm tired. I'm tired. And this is on top of coming off of 3 years of hard labor with the home and building and dealing with cousin fuckers over in South Dakota and all this other shit. Uh, that psychologically, even emotionally, I'm like, I am too fucking tired to deal with this shit. And then when it finally, and I'll tell you the story one day about the Filipina mafia, little girl that kept hounding me because I was not able, they didn't have credit cards at the hotel. I was inevitably booked at. That I didn't get booked at through Priceline. I had to go through a security guard. It's a long story. But they don't have credit cards. Like, how the fuck are you a hotel near the airport and a nice one, presumably, and you don't have credit cards? And so I was harassed by the Filipino mafia. Um, so there was that, and that on a psychological, I'm just fuck. If I wasn't a misanthrope beforehand, I'm a misanthrope now. But I can't do a month-long travel where every day I have to spend an hour trying to find lodging that I should have had squared away and taken care of. And I can't pay people um, because a lot of places still take cash. I thought I'd go to the ATM and get cash. None of my credit cards work. That's an American company problem, not the Philippine people's problem. And then there's cell phone issues where, because of the nature of my work, I have double verification on everything. Where you'll get a text or something. Well, I'm not not getting my text. This is a fucked up camera. God Almighty, I hate this camera. This is my travel camera. And with these things fucking up on day one, no, I don't have it in me. I really don't. And so it is. I know everyone. I have two really good friends, Modern Life John included. Dude, you gotta, no, man, you gotta stick. No, I'm not, because I already have my answer. If it is this difficult to conduct business, basic business, tourist business, I'm not setting up a company. I can't imagine what it's going to be like if I ever want to buy property or anything like that. I haven't ruled out Thailand. I haven't ruled out Japan. One day I'll go visit those countries, probably Japan first. But this has already, it's not been wasted time, just been wasted money. I have already figured out, okay, we got to do a couple other things. And so I'm heading back. I'm heading back in 24, 36 hours, something like that. That being said, I still got a little pushback from, it wasn't even pushback. Even from good friends. Well, you don't understand. And the title of this is called No, Fuck You, You Don't Understand. Where other people, not me, accept lies, essentially is what it is. They accept lies, unacceptable behavior, crime, not like you're going to get arrested, but stealing and theft, where you just all roll on your back. Well, it is a third world country, which we found out the Philippines is a third world country. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Because I did a video, if you want to go watch this, it's called The Veneer of Possibility or The Veneer of Opportunity. And the whole idea, I'll use Priceline as an example because fuck them. Everyone's like, oh, look at the rookie league mistake Cappy did. He went through a third party booking. Oh, look at that guy. What a fool. Excuse me. Is it not offered by Priceline or any of the other third party websites that, oh, yeah, you can book this hotel through here? Now, again, not a terribly seasoned international traveler, but isn't that bullshit? Isn't that wrong? Why is it incumbent upon innocent people, American or not, to have to know, oh yeah, they're screwing you over? I understand that's how it is in the real world, and you got to know that, and you got to, like I got an RFID wallet. I got a keychain attached to my wallet. I'm not stupid. But this idea where you all treat the second and third world or other countries as the special needs, mentally retarded, redheaded adopted stepkid. Well, no, I don't know. Tell me about the special needs adopted redheaded stepchild that no one wants. You tell me what I should have known about that. Because the veneer of the possibility or the agreement is, I'll give you another perfect example. You guys ready for another perfect example? I think this will be a little bit more closer to home. Corporate America gives you a title, right? We have an analyst position open. You think, oh, I will analyze things. I'll be doing my skills and thinking and numbers and calculations and stuff like that. And 9 out of 10 analyst jobs are just clerical. They're secretarial. They use analyst as a general, bland, euphemistic title. And then you go in there, you're just a secretary. That's all you really are. Maybe doing some filing or data entry or something. And the prevailing street smart wisdom is, well, corporations lie. They always give you a euphemistic title, and the job title never matches the duties. Explain that to a fresh college graduate. Explain that to an 18-year-old. And instead of saying maybe corporate cocksuckers ought to be done to things in Minecraft, maybe they should stop lying. And it ain't the 18 or 22-year-old kid's fault that he didn't know or she didn't know that, yeah, this is how it is. This is bullshit. Now, the corporate America thing, yeah, it's a little more ensconced in U.S. history. So I guess that might be a little bit more prevailing wisdom. But if you're going to different cultures, different countries, or even though these are American, yes, you can use your card overseas to get ATM withdrawals. Okay, I believe you, Mr. Credit Card Company. I get there, it doesn't happen. And then everyone's like, look at the rookie guy over here who listened to the credit card company who listened to the cell phone company when I contacted them on their website. Yeah, you'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. And in those 3 instances, those 3 companies and institutions, it didn't come true. Wow, come on, Cappy. Look at this rube over here. What else are you supposed to go on? And when you say things like, here's the title of your position, yes, we will get you a hotel. Yes, you will have this these things will be available to you, and they're not. It's not my fault. It's not me being a rookie or a noob. Now, if I do it again, fool me twice, shame on me. Oh, the internet went out. Oh God, I love this. It's not. People were saying it's not as bad as Vegas. It's not as bad as Cox Communications. However, the excuses when they say, "Oh, what were you expecting? Drinkable water?" Actually, yeah, I fucking was. And the amount of excuses that everyone comes up for, not necessarily the third world, but I guess second or third world international travel. They're like, oh, he tries it once and then he bails out. Ha, ha, ha. No. Because even though I have tremendous criticisms of the United States, and I would say more modernly, I'd say go back 30 years ago, back to the 80s, I would not have had these criticisms of the United States. But let's talk America, not necessarily at its peak, which I guess would have been the 50s. Let's just say 1980s, 1990s. I'm not wrong. Everyone's like, well, you're just used to first world standards of living. No one ever said white privilege or anything like that, but they're all like, well, you just don't understand the world. No, fuck you. I do understand the world. And fuck you, America's right and the world is wrong. That's how simple it is. America is not a terribly complicated concept. Again, the 1980s, 1990s America. It's like we're based on freedom and liberty. Leave us the fuck alone and common fucking sense. And so I'm going to go through a couple things here why America is right and the world is wrong, and what I expect out of pretty much every country. Not because I'm some arrogant first worlder prick, but because really we got the internet now, and don't give me this. Well, different cultures and different communities have different levels of it. No. This is there's no excuse here, none whatsoever. All right, so I have a list. I have a list of things, and don't say, "Well, you gotta understand. Sometimes they just shit in the streets." Like, no, I don't have to understand that. No, I think every country in the world should have it where you're not shitting in the streets. Well, you don't understand. America is right and the world is wrong. 1980s America. Are we on the same page? Let's go through this list. Okay, requirement number one: the country shouldn't stink. Just I understand if it's hot and sweaty. The people might be able to stink if you're working outside or toiling in the fields. I get that. But you shouldn't have to smell shit and piss. But Cappy, they plumb the sewers through the roads, and that's why it stinks. And they also pee and piss and urinate and defecate in the streets too. I saw it. They just pulled. Now these are older guys. Maybe it's an older generation. I saw it like 3 times now because I walked around. I didn't just like stay by the airport. I walked around, checked out different communities. Like, holy shit. I saw this in movies. But it shouldn't stink. Okay? You should get your fucking sewer shit together by now. Get a loan from the UN or whatever. Maybe if you could stop taking all the, if you're a warlord, hey, maybe just take half the money or whatever and do some plumbing. Just me. All right. So there's that. Related, you shouldn't be pooping and shitting and peeing in the street. Okay, just shouldn't be going to the bathroom in the street. Oh, Cappy, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. People should not be dropping trowel and taking a shit or a piss in the street. Got it? Right? I mean, related to it, just a curious thing because I'm very acutely aware of when I have to go to the bathroom. See, that's why hiking, I usually don't like taking toilet paper with me. I've gotten caught out on some hikes where, boy, all of a sudden nature called and I had to go. And I'm like, well, I got leaves or a shirt. So there's a couple of shirts of mine out in the national forest and national parks if anyone finds them with a gift. But man, where are the toilets at? Okay, maybe I should go to the bathroom before I leave. It became obvious there's not a lot of public toilets. Like there is a Starbucks where I'm at. I'm not a big Starbucks guy. That has a toilet, but if you go in any of these little rinky-dink restaurants that they got, No public toilets. Now, it's just me. Could we compromise with some biffies? Well, Cappy, you don't understand. They got. You can't get some biffies? You can't add a toilet here or there, or just actual common public toilets? Because then maybe people wouldn't piss and shit in the street. Garbage. Oh my God. Is there a ton of garbage just laying around? And it didn't square with me. I'm like, why is there so much garbage? And people seem very nice. Oh, am I back? Hang on. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Okay, we're back now, I think. How about you throw your garbage away? Fucking crazy. Maybe the internet works too. I don't know. Honest to God. But they don't have public toilets. They don't have garbage bins. I get some paperwork and all. I'm like, where's the garbage? I got to throw away some garbage. You can't do it. You got to get inside the hotel, and even in the hotels, like there's no public. Like, dude, put up some garbage bins around, huh? And maybe there wouldn't be a bunch of garbage right now. I'm sure there's still going to be litter bugs. Oh, you're just used to people throwing stuff away. Like, is it literally you're asking me? It's too much to ask of the global citizens of the world, all of humanity, to wipe their ass and take a shit indoors. And how they paint this reminds me of my teachers back in the day. We're like, oh, Americans just think so much of themselves, and you don't understand the world is so much more different. It's all a bunch of leftist, pot smoking, hippie Marxist teachers who I hope are fucking all dead. Well, no, I hope you're alive with a really painful disease. It's going to take a long time for you to die out. That's honestly because of this. They were just so smug. You look back at your teachers like, oh, they were older people. No, they were like 20 somethings, 30 something cocky little pricks. And they were trying to be cool and edgy, like, oh, I don't, the United States isn't number one. Back when it was just absolutely uncontestably number one. And like, what's so wrong about the US? Well, you don't understand. A lot of people don't have toilet paper in whatever country. Well, maybe they ought to get some, huh? Well, you don't understand. Don't worry, I'm going to get to why some places don't have toilet paper. We're going to get there. But I'm not talking big time expensive things here. Like, hey, what would it cost to put some garbage bins around? Huh? How much would that cost? Oh, but then you'd have to have, garbage people pick it up. Yeah, and so you think that'd be a pretty good public service? Maybe that's worth the tax dollars? Speed and efficiency. Oh, Claire, you're going to have to get in there. Things are a little slower over there. Yeah, mañana. Oh, it's all mañana. It's mañana. Yo no sé porque. Boy, I'm actually doing to. Mi estado is muy poor. Well, you just gotta. It took me 45 minutes to get a sandwich. It shouldn't take 45 minutes for anyone to make a sandwich. I could have gone slate the pig myself, grown my own bread by that time. Well, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. Let me explain GDP to you. Okay, let's simplify it a lot. Okay, I went to a restaurant. I ordered a pulled pork sandwich. I know it's not going to get to me that quick. 45 minutes later, they finally come out. Now, hear me on this. What if either you as an individual, all you knew how to do was make pork sandwiches, all right? Or you could look at a country that just makes pork sandwiches, but let's just stick with the individual for now. And it takes you 45 minutes to make a sandwich. How many sandwiches would you make over the course of your working life? Now, let's say you get your fucking shit together and you can make it in, like, I don't know, 15 minutes, like a 2005 American chef could. You have now tripled your production. And all you guys were like, well, you don't understand, Cappy. They're just a little slower down there. Oh my God. In Spain, they don't wake up till 2 in the afternoon. And then they have siesta. And then they like have tapas. And they're all about living life and dancing. It's like, yeah, how many sandwiches did they make? Oh, no wonder they're in even worse financial condition than the United States. No wonder their standards of living are half. Because they don't produce, they produce a third of what we do. And y'all make fun of the old Capmeister, some in loving criticism, otherwise, the people who do the manana culture, you know what? They're usually poor. Why? Because they're not making enough pork sandwiches. Now, if everyone got off their ass and had a little bit more, I'll give you, do you want me to pull out another economic card? Do you want me to pull up I'll give you another economic card, okay? Not this far away, because I was like, oh, it's just there. Same people. I'm not a anthropologist expert, but Southeast Asia, generally the slightly tanner. They're not East Asian North like China and Japan, but I'm certain interracially mixed, whatever you would call the Philippines, the Filipinos, the Thai, just Southeast Asia. Okay. Do you know what country is in there? They got a little bit more hustle. They're making their pork sandwiches. It's called fucking Singapore. And I think they're richer than the United States on a per capita basis. It's just one country over. It's the same people. They just have a different economic system. And I bet you, if you can't spit gum in the street, you can't spit in the street. I don't think you could do that over in Singapore, let alone piss in the street. Gee, I wonder what this is. And it's a Scooby-Doo mystery as to why different countries are poor. Maybe, Cappy, you got to slow down and breathe out. No, y'all need to speed up. You all need to go faster and do more. But that's fine. If you want to have people shit and piss in the streets and have garbage all over the place and have it 45 minutes for you to take. Dude, the lines to the banks had to go to an ATM. It was pretty much a waste of time. Do you know how long I had to wait to get the line? Well, Cappy, you don't understand. No. Everyone in the world needs to go faster, except for the Japanese, the Singaporeans. Who else kicks a lot of ass? People like me. To show you intellectual honesty, New Yorkers, at least, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, they go, fast lifestyle because they had to go. And for whatever your genuine economic criticisms of their state and local politics, they were hustling, moving. There actually was an economy. Wall Street was based off that, although now it's largely been replaced by computers and index investing. This ideal, you're going to have trouble adapting. They go a lot slower there. I should have trouble adapting. It's taken me and everyone else 45 minutes to get a sandwich. Now, I'm not expecting the whole world is just like, oh, this guy on the internet said if we make more pork sandwiches, our GDP will go up threefold. But I don't want to hear this. Oh, you need to. This is more for family members. What few do listen to that? Like, I need to calm down. I need to calm down. Then don't you bitch and whine about countries that are poor when they got the mañana porque no dinero. Not specifically Spanish-speaking countries, but some, yes. Don't complain about them being poor. Don't complain about them being poor when you just at the same time will just need to breathe and enjoy life a little bit. So I'm not expecting everyone to have hustle like Singapore, but I do expect I went into a restaurant, sat there for 15 minutes, like this. Oh, you want to eat here? I'm like, yeah. Can I sit down? Yeah. By the way, I have to pay first to make sure my credit cards are accepted before they make me the food because I don't have any cash because I can't get cash because once again, American Credit Card Company taking a lot of American companies are starting to take second and third world business principles and put them into like mañana porque no dinero. I'd like to say in Spanish, why is our economy shit? Porque es nosotros? Is that our nosotros? Is that us? Nosotros economica? Mierda. Am I close anywhere? And I'm sure I'll get in the comment section. But I do expect some speed and efficiency. And I will admit, maybe I see it through economist eyes and I just can't unsee it. And everyone's like, dude, Claire's got to chill out. Like, do I know? Am I wrong here? Is there a place in the country where they have the manana attitude, yet they have $80,000 a year in GDP per capita? Where's that? Tell me where that is. These UN fuckwits, these globalist types. Oh, you're like, we gotta stop third world. How do we do it? I don't know. How about y'all get off your ass and start fucking working? Now, admittedly, if you're a warlord, if it's a communist country, it ain't much reason to work. I get it. Some things are not merely labor or work ethic, but it's one of them. It certainly is one of them. I'd be looking more at Southern Europe. I have a friend, she just loves Spain. Like, oh, we dance the salsa. Oh, we live life and eat the Aaron, you should go there. I'm like, aren't they like 200% debt to GDP? And doesn't every man live with his mom? The girls want one thing in America, like, oh, why don't you live the Spanish life? Hey, we eat tapas and we go salsa dancing and we drink the vino. And I'm like, yeah, you live at home and you work as a fucking, I don't know. What do you do in Spain? Lounge? I don't know what you do. Tour guide? Okay. Now I know some war torn. This may not apply, but most peacetime countries, you should have credit card payments for the most part. Like if you're a hotel, you're in the tourist industry, you should, by now in 2024, credit card payments have been around for a bit. You should have the ability to accept credit cards. I won't say who he was, and I do like him and respect him as a brother, like a brother you'd respect. I said, hey, am I going to need to get cash or can I just get by on credit cards? Oh, no, everyone takes credit cards over there. They take credit cards. First place I go, nope, don't take credit cards. Don't take credit cards. So and he's been to this country. So he's like, no, yeah, it'll be fine. Roads. I expect there to be roads. Now, here's where modern day America's failing. We like to pay parasites to breed. We just love the welfare class. Did I say how much I want the internet? Did I tell you how much I want internet? Why can't I have internet? Look at that. There we go again. I expect roads. I expect you to make it so the working people can get to where they need to go, not be logged up in traffic. I would say sidewalks, but that's going to get a little. That's kind of getting hoity-toity with your taste. That's especially here in Manila. They have some sidewalks, not really. And there's motorcycles and bikes, which is good all over the place, but you just kind of walk in the street, hope you don't get hit by a car. Let's stop pissing in the streets first, then we can talk sidewalks. That'd be a little bit more of a infrastructure investment. But I think maybe if you built up the roads, I wanted to go see Cabanatuan, which is where the Great Raid took place. And it's like 4 hours one way. I'm like, no, not going to go because I have like an extra day. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll go check it out. If that's the one, okay, I'll go. No, because I don't have the guarantee I'll get back. I can't run that far and catch my plane. I'm staying real close to the airport, mighty close to the airport. But there'd be roads. Here's another one. Hey, here's another one. I remember this smug liberal. He was a Spanish teacher, I think. I wish I could. And every country was better than the United States. Oh, we just didn't understand. We didn't have culture. Did you know Europe did? I don't give a shit what Europe did. Can we have globally drinkable water out of the tap? That's everyone. I had to look into the countries like, oh, I thought the Philippines was a second world country. I thought it had a GDP per capita of like 17,000. I put it on par with Mexico. That's just what I thought. $3,490 a year. This is solid third world. And it's not Somalia or South Sudan where there's a war going on. I'll grant you that. But no, you can't drink the water here. Got an idea. How about drinkable water? Huh? How about that? But they can't afford it. Gee, I wonder why they can't afford Mañana, porque no dinero. Maybe, just maybe, if we see these people work. There's no doubt about it. These people do work. There's no welfare. You go out, you wake up in the morning. I see them in the morning. I go out and get a run in. I go to the gym. They're in uniforms. A lot of young people. A lot of people in security, in the military, in the police. A lot of young men, and they got guns. A lot of security carries guns. They gun shotguns. I'm like, dang, look at you go, man. I'm saying you got to work faster. And it's not work more. It's work faster. See, because if you worked faster and instead of making three, well, it wouldn't be three, 45 minutes into an 8-hour day, that's what, about 11 or 12 pork sandwiches. If you worked faster, you could make 30 pork sandwiches and triple your GDP. And then you would have the money to afford biffies and sidewalks. Just in case anyone from the second or third world is listening, please don't listen to Americans. They don't know jack fuck all shit. They don't. They'll say, "Oh my God, we need a low interest rate loan from the IMF, and okay, we're gonna get you schools. You need schools. No, you need to go faster. All right, don't look at Spain. Don't look at Italy. Don't look at places where people live with their mothers until they're 45. You got to go faster. Look at Singapore. Look at Japan. You got the same 24 hours everybody else does on the planet. Why? That's how you get el dinero. And then you have money for things like sewage systems and water that comes out of tap that's sanitized and you could drink it. This wouldn't happen in a year, mind you. This would have to be about, based on what I saw walking around, at least 2 generations. But that's about what it took Japan to get from a bombed out country to where it is, well, where it was in the 80s. It's stagnated since, but. And then do I got anything else here? Drinkable water. Yeah, that was it. That's all I had. So wait, hang on, I already closed it out. Let's go over, let's review this again, okay, boys and girls? The country, you tell me if this is too high of expectations, and I will respond to you, it's the soft bigotry of low expectations. The country shouldn't stink, okay? Do we agree with that? I know everyone's right. Well, you don't live in the ideal world. We don't live in shoulda land. It is what it is. I know, but why does a country need to stink in 2024? We don't know the knowledge or the technology. We don't know why it stinks. Like, people shouldn't smell like piss and shit. Related, people should not be shitting and pissing in the streets. Can we go along with that one? I'm not that I'm going to be the UN, president or commissioner, or whoever the person is, but just I think these would be some bullet points I'd probably put in, see where we go. Related to that, maybe some public toilets, okay? Garbage. You don't throw your garbage, or no, you don't. Singaporean levels of punishment. I think it's $1,000 fine if you litter. Please put some garbage bins up. Hire garbage men to clean up. Speed and efficiency. Don't know if I hit that one hard enough. Accept credit card payments. Roads. Well, we could all do better with that now, couldn't we? That's not strictly a second and third world problem. And then drinkable water. There we go. And no, I'm not gonna. That's just Americanism, privilege. No, America. It was kind of the Romans. The Romans said, "Fuck the rest of the world. We're doing it our way, and we're going to have our best interests at heart." America did the same thing. Now we're just like, oh my God, what about other people? Because women care more about foreigners than they do domestics because it makes them popular. Why is interest so high? Why are they? I can't afford rent. Why are prices so high? Forgot where I was going with that. All right. I know in the United States everyone is sleeping. Look at that. We got look at you guys. You're still up. Not well, Dre, you're in the Middle East. Nonstop Dre, $2. You would like South Korea, very fast internet. I maybe I will. I think I am going to do Japan and South Korea. I don't know if I really want to own property in South Korea because it might get nuked or bombed heavily. Vernon T. Waldrop, $2. Undercover tax. Drink lots of water, my hero. Hey, I had to think about that. Like anytime they gave me water, I'm like, yeah, I better drink this. Like because it came out of the faucet or not the faucet, like it was purified. Like better drink the water they put in my cup because I can't drink it out of the tap water. I have water in the fridge. And it's I think Atham called it the shithole tax, where it's not the government taxing you, but because mañana porque no dinero. Where this, again, not to pick on Spanish speaking people, but that kind of attitude where, and then there's the inefficiency that comes with people cutting corners. It's just the slow. I think the speed is what it really is. The speed is. I don't see corruption here necessarily. Taking for pennies, $5. San Francisco has a public garbage that can cost $50,000. It has a no dumping trash sign installed on it. Which is worse, the third world or that cat? Wait. Has a public garbage that costs $50,000. It has no dumping trash sign installed on it. Which is, well, San Francisco is becoming the third world. You see that happening. You got a picture of some tech and you want to email there? By the way, don't email, not you, Tekken. Everyone, stop emailing me. I don't need your articles. Okay, I don't. I got a bunch of shit in the inbox. If I ask you, please you and only you email me. I'd like to take a look at that. Nonstop Dre, $2 for Cappy. Future lawsuit from Priceline in Philippines. Hey, if Priceline wants to do it, I'll tell the whole world about it. Like, oh yeah, Priceline's suing me now. They could go ahead. They can. I'm just like, here, let me show you some documentation and let's go see if other people have this problem. Maybe there'd be a class action lawsuit. I'm pretty sure I'm covered under the freedom of speech on that one. John Piles, $5. They get up at 12 and start to do work at 1, take an hour for lunch, and then at 2 they're done. Is that like a song or that's what bankers are? Someone was telling me the Argentinian bankers, like the bank hours are like 10 to 2 or 10 to 3. Like, yeah, that's why Argentina has troubles. They're just such a pretty people. They're just, what was the joke? Why are Argentinians always looking up in the sky? And the answer is so God can see their beautiful faces. PI, $2. Just got in. Philippines, no go. I mean, you might have better luck. Like, and let me be fair. There's no way I can do work in this country. No way. If you have it where you could get money out of an ATM with your credit card and you have a phone that works and you have a hotel, you have to call ahead and make sure you get that, talk to the people at the hotel, make sure you have a reservation. Then do it. Because you should have a hotel, unlike Priceline.com, where you're like, oh, flip a coin. What? Oh, no, tails you got one, heads you don't. Oh, heads. So and also do not bother staying in Manila. I wouldn't even spend the night in Manila. Like, I know you might be tired flying from wherever you're flying, but get the next flight to go to either Cebu or other places within the Philippines. A lot of people are saying, oh no, it's beautiful here. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. My credit cards aren't going to work there. And I don't have a hotel. Or maybe I do, but I can't call because the cell phone does it. You see the problem? You see? Well, crappy, you should have known. No, Verizon, the phone company, should have known and made it like, oh, well, you can call. I find out later that I can call. It just costs $1.79 a minute. I'm like, oh, you just enabled calling and jacked up the price. Thank you. Vernon T. Waldrop, $2. Tell you what Switzerland is quiet. Switzerland is quiet. It's too quiet. I've been there. I've been to Montreux. It was an eerily quiet. It's the Library of Europe. Oh, look, here he is. Atham, $5. Cappy B, like, what the fuck do you mean Mars does not have a breathable atmosphere? That is not the same as me going online and getting a hotel reserved. That is not the same. It should have one. I expect it to have one. Earth has one, suffocates and dies. If a website, if hotels.com, okay, would that satisfy you? If hotels.com offers hotels, I should be able to get a hotel, right? Like if Mars says we have a breathable atmosphere, and I say, oh, it says Mars has a breathable atmosphere. The Martians wouldn't lie. And then I go to Mars, there's no breathable. That's more analogous to what was happening to me. It's not a known. See, that's not analogous because we know for a fact Mars does not have a breathable atmosphere. But if it was advertised to have a breathable atmosphere, like Priceline advertises hotels, then it's not my fault. Nonstop Dre, $2. But Dictator Cappy, it's easy for you to say it. The neighborhood I walked through, I've never seen poverty like that. I've seen some pretty poor stuff. I mean, I guess I have seen poverty like that. There's homeless people in the Twin Cities in Chicago and what's it called? Vegas. So I've seen technically worse poverty than that because I only saw two truly homeless people. But for the rest of the people who they're all working, they have like they're selling chickens and their butchered goods and all that. But it's a shanty town I walked through, like a legit shanty town. I look at that and I'm like, good Christ. How many people live their lives like that because no one ever said, hey, maybe we ought to like think a little outside the box. Maybe I ought to bust my ass and go become a nurse or a welder or something. Maybe we should here's another one. Maybe we should stop having kids. Just, we're in a literal shack. Lord knows if there's any plumbing. I saw a guy washing outside. He just had a bucket. He just dumped it on his head. Maybe you shouldn't have had some kids. And then maybe it's like, okay, well, we're down to like 1/3 the population that used to live in this shanty town. Maybe we can move us to like a temporary tent area, plow it all down, have a developer come in, or we'll go build. Oh, here's an idea. Instead of mañana, maybe you all pick up some tools and start building little homes. Standardize your infrastructure. I know this is just crazy talk. Like I said, I have to take 2 generations. But I'm looking at him like, good Christ, what? You could build it better. You could just build it with your own hands better. Cappy, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. It's the same argument with the homeless. Well, you don't understand. They're mentally ill and on drugs. That's too fucking bad. No, you don't understand. You starve them out. You sober them up. Put them in a workhouse. Don't give them any drugs. They'll sober up and say, okay, you want to earn, okay. You're going to work. You're going to dig ditches, and you get yourself a nice room here. And then there's a I wouldn't call it prison, but a workhouse. There we go. I'm just waiting for this internet. There's like a workhouse to the real world type of thing. Maybe build your own homes, teach them how to be tradesmen. It can't be worse than the cousin fuckers they got now. Oh, and I'd be the world's worst dictator. All of a sudden, oh my God, what happened? Wait, there's roads and sidewalks and no one's shitting in the streets. Boo-boo, 125 Philippine pesos. As I said previous stream, you're a spoiled American, Cappy. What the heck did you expect? I was expecting to get a hotel that I paid for. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting my credit cards to work. I was expecting to get an ATM. I was expecting my phone to work. Like everyone said so. I was not expecting the Philippine people to be all own yachts and drive Ferraris. I and look, here's another thing. What about honoring your word? Like, does that does that go for anything? Like for economic production? And here's the thing. If whatever we hear about foreign countries is not true, why would anyone travel? Why is there this adaptation like, oh, you got to learn the scam and the racket. You got to learn that nothing is what it seems. I have a question. Yes, you turn back. How about you make it so it's not that way? So you just have like an honor code or a truth code? Like what would really go a long way is the Philippine government getting involved, and because this does not look good up here's the this does not look good upon for tourism for the Philippines, where Priceline, like they should be on that shit. Like, no, you cannot book. Like they should just ban Priceline and any other third party hotel reservation thing that doesn't guarantee a hotel. It's not that I expected, and actually, to be perfectly honest, when I finally did get a hotel, the service is exemplary. They're very like they're on. They're I even paid to have a massage done because I was very pissed off, and it wasn't that expensive, and they were nice. They're nice, sweet girls. They're just pleasant. But it shouldn't be this difficult to book a hotel and have it shouldn't be this difficult to conduct commerce. That's it shouldn't be difficult to receive payment. It shouldn't be difficult to transact in digital payment like online or through credit cards. And it just shouldn't stink. Should it stink here? I mean, honestly, is it just they should be allowed to piss in the streets? I guess in a very libertarian sense of a way. It's not my country. I gotta scroll down. Boo boo, 50 Philippine pesos. Anyway, if you are brave, let's go grab a beer. Yeah, if you want to come down to the airport, come on down, man. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not risking it. I have, I would say, an irrational fear, but I don't think it's irrational. There has been so many fuck ups along the way that I'm going to the airport at like 3 a.m. to make sure I got everything registered and checked in. And okay, do I have the paperwork? Okay. And is this what I do? Okay. No, because I don't. And here's another thing: the Philippine English is not the same as American English, obviously, and you can't really understand it. It's a very different dialect. And if they don't understand you and you don't understand them, they just say yes, yes, sir, sir. They say sir a lot. Yes, yes, sir. I'm like, okay, you didn't you didn't hear what I asked. And it could be critical things like, is the airport that way? I'd look it up on my phone, but I don't have internet reception, unlike I was told I would have. A non-stop trade, $2. Capping to society, everyone should be like me, but shorter. No, it would be nice if everyone was like me. We'd have incomes per capita of around $300,000 a piece. There'd be no welfare state. And, but yeah, that is the problem though. Everyone would be pretty short. I don't know if that's worth 300,000. I guarantee you, like you could say, okay, look, girls, you could increase the GDP per capita of your country to $300,000 a year. Everyone would make $300,000, but the men would all be 5'9". The girls would be like, ew, eliminate poverty, but short men, gross. Boo boo again, 50 Philippine pesos. Which airport or hotel is it? I'm gonna raid you. No, if you want to come on down, I got all day tomorrow. I got all day. I would buy you dinner because I would appreciate but I understand to get around. What was it? Number 5 on my list? Roads. I don't know if you noticed the traffic in Manila. If you make it, I would love to take you to dinner. Absolutely. I appreciate it. I'll take you to dinner with your own money that you just paid me. Atham, $2. So Rollins, Wyoming beats Manila. Yeah. See, I was in not the bad part of town. The bad part of town's on the north side. I looked at the maps, but this was not a rich part of that. It was very well. You saw the picture I sent. Not once did I fear anything. I mean, people were walking their kids to school, admittedly in urine-soaked streets, but everyone's working. That's the thing. Or going to work, it takes 2 hours. See, the roads. See, now let me tell you. See, if people could get to work sooner, then they can work more, and maybe even have more free time instead of spending 2 hours each way in traffic. But that's a discussion for another thing. Um, Rollins is actually dangerous, and you got a lot of meth heads. I know. I think you're safer in certain parts of Manila than you are in Rollins. I don't know about the north side of Manila. That may be really rough and tumble. Yeah, I was more. I Not once did I say I need a gun today. Rollins, I need a gun, and no, I don't feel like I need a gun. I need a gun. So yeah, I would say Manila's safer, but at least the gas station works in Rollins, right? Am I right? And you could just go. Like, there's another thing. Like, Rollins ain't a big town. You don't have to slow down for it. You can go 85 miles an hour on the interstate right past it. So I don't think they're shitting in the streets yet. Nonstop trade $2. Cappy needs to spread his IQ genes in poor countries. As I said before, for $2 million after tax, any woman can have my seed after an incredibly lengthy and thorough legal disclaimer that absolves me of any responsibility of raising the kid. So I'm not against having kids. You just got to pay me. Well, why so much? Is your sperm worth it? It's not that my sperm is worth it. It's that there's such a high risk they'll come back and say, "You need child support." It's an insurance policy. It's an insurance policy. Vernon Waldrop, $5. Giving homeless a job they cannot leave is the best thing anyone ever thought of to do for them. Giving homeless a job they cannot leave. It's legitimately what every man. Why every man needs a job? Every man needs a job so they don't starve and die. And now that we've put the welfare state in between, now men have no real incentive to work, except for maybe to be wealthy. But it's shocking what percentage of men will not work if they don't have to. Starvation, it's what got me. Starvation and cold and hunger. Well, starvation is hunger. Boo Boo, 125 Philippine pesos. Per my previous super hotel name, if you haven't said it before, I'm not going to tell people where I am. Email me, Boo Boo. I'll just meet you. I'm by the Ninoy Aquino and International Airport. All right. So begin contact with me, and we'll yeah, if you got time tomorrow, just email me. Just email me. Cynic in chief. Oh, what smarmy thing do you have to say? Cappy will be bitching about the U.S. in under 6. No, I'll be bitching about it in a week, because we're going this direction. We are going this direction. That's the reason I came. I'm like, oh, I see the way the U.S. is going. All right, there's some other places that are a little bit more traditional. Let's give this a shot. I would say the Philippines is on the way up. I don't know if you can go much further down. Being kicking and dragged and screaming, with technology, inevitably, bringing it into the second world. Nonstop Dre has a good question here. $2. Are the women at least attractive and nice to you? The women are all nice. The men are also nice. And the professionalism, they're very civil, they got very good customer service, at least in the hotel industry. And if you're getting food, it's slow food service. I'm losing my blood in my arm. But they're not. Asians have never been my thing, man. Like, the best looking ones, are the flight attendants, because they choose for that. And so when I was walking through the airport the couple times I did, I was looking at the flight attendants, because they all got nice short skirts and tops, very attractive. But then you get close, I'm like, okay, these are arguably the most attractive women in the Philippines. And I could see, like, yeah, that's an attractive Filipina. Not my thing, man. Vietnamese, if there's an Asian group, maybe Vietnamese, and Taiwanese, only because I dated a Taiwanese girl ever so briefly. But I'm like, yeah, the Japanese girls, the South Koreans, maybe it's because of the K-pop, but they're bleach white, just bleach white, and they all got that innocent doll-like looking face where it's like, that is just the creepiest fucking shit. Like, no, I need some that doesn't look like plastic. But then the Southeast Asian gals that not. I don't have Asian fever. Don't have yellow fever. But they are nice and they are thin. Yes. Interestingly, though, I've seen a lot of skinny fat people out here. But obesity is not a problem. Boo boo, 125 pesos again. It's only 6 p.m. I can be there in 30 minutes. Laughing out loud. Just say, email me, boo boo. I'm good, but don't. Let's do it tomorrow because I'm gonna go to bed here pretty soon because I got myself. I'm going to bed early so I can wake up early. So let's. If you're interested, email me. We'll do it tomorrow. I'll just tell you where to meet me and at what time. You might want to start leaving now to get here in time because to go 5 blocks in Manila, it takes several hours. Nonstop Dre, $2. Cappy misses the fat people. No, I don't. No. See, everyone makes it seem like I have a choice. Like, you didn't like X and you didn't like Y. I'm like, yes, because X and Y suck as options. Y is obviously better than X, but Y still sucks. I'm talking about objective standards for the future of humanity. Long after, look, I'm trying to help out society, and not like in an altruistic way. I'm just pointing out the truth. If humanity wanted to listen to me and do what I say, in 3-4 generations, the world would be way better off. Now the internet goes out again. I'm just waiting. Okay. And the US would be better off too. But everyone gives me this false choice. Like, well, if you don't like that, but then you complain about your other place, like that's not hypocritical. Both places suck for different reasons. And one's going down. So when I get to the United States, you're damn right I'm going to complain about the fat people. It's just because, well, you're dying of cancer. Well, at least you don't have AIDS. I suppose I don't. I suppose I don't. They wish that all they had was AIDS, but they got cancer on top of it. Like, yeah, right. I should celebrate having AIDS and not cancer because that's what we should be. How about this? How about like no diseases? How about no death? Would that be? Could we do? Nonstop trade, $2. South Korea has a lot of plastic surgery. Okay, that would explain it. They again, I've only seen K-pop stuff because that's all that really makes it into the world. Why is this not doing the thing? Why am I always out of focus? This camera sucks. Yeah, that's probably they look like mannequins. It's all uniform. It's very odd, very eerie. Every non-Western country, the women are nicer to all men, not just foreigners, and they're more sophisticated and knowledgeable of the world. I will also say this, Drist. I saw it boarding the plane, and I've definitely seen it here. You see, I don't want to call them the passport bros. That's a different group. If you say passport bro, I'm thinking a guy under 40, not always, but disproportionately black. And he's like, that's it, I'm done. But they're usually younger. This was the old creepy Corvette driving guys. There are a bunch of these super nerdy, weird looking 60 plus white dudes who are all out of shape. And I'm like, oh, yep. I would call that sex tourism, which I'm for. I mean, if they're for it and they're for it, I mean, I don't care. It just seems a long way to fly for some pussy. But you could see me like, oh yeah, that guy ain't all like I saw one guy, he had like black socks up his calves, plaid shorts, overweight. I'm like, buddy, what? Has no one told you? These are the perma virgins. That's why the passport bros, they threw in their time. They're just like, no, I'm done with this. But there's like, yeah, frankly, a lot of creepy old white dudes out here. All right, that's it. Well, thank you very much for all the super chats. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I linked to everything down below. I got my Amazon affiliate link. And if you guys all kindly would buy all your Amazon purchases through that, bookmark that, because I just lost around $10,000 in hotel reservations and flights because most of them are not refundable. Lord knows the price line when you cancel it, if I even get my money back. So maybe it won't be that bad. But if you all got 1 year, everyone just bought all their Amazon purchases through my Amazon affiliate program, I'd recoup some of these losses. And I got links to the book, my courses. The minimalism course is open. I just haven't promoted it that much. But here we go. So the minimalism course is open, but all the courses are linked down below. And then the books. And that's about it. Anyway, thanks for all the help, guys. And thank you for the super chats. And I do appreciate everyone offering me help. I got a great audience, a great community here. But I am going to go back home. Oh, we got one more. I'm going to go back to I'm going to go hang out with Ivy the dog. Dre, $2. Cappy, can't wait to see Big Mike. But I'm not going to see Big Mike. I'm not going to see Big Mike. I'm just going to go home and sleep. That's what I'm going to do. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.